Well, you know how competitive you are, and you talked about, it's you almost hate losing more you love to win. How do you avoid trying when you're chasing perfection that realize that sometimes you just need to be precise, especially with your defense and the way this team is? Do you have to balance that even within game, that I don't have to do everything here because of what we got going on the other side?
Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, you want to go out there and score points and be productive, because our offense can do that. So it's not about being perfect. It's just about being the best that I can be, and I know that I can be a lot better. And so even if I would have gone out there and been, a few completions short of being perfect, I think I could have gone out there and found ways to complete those passes. So, it's not about the stats, or it's not about perfection by the outside, but it's just, for me, it's a standard that I have for myself, and I know I can be better. So, but yeah, as your question was, it was with our defense, we can definitely just make sure at times we give them great field position, and then we'll get the ball back, and then we can keep going right to work. And we gave them a few bad field positions, but they overcame it, and that's going to happen. So overall, definitely want to play complementary football, but definitely have high standards for our offense.
Well, the news yesterday was about the new stadium in 2031. What did you think about that, and what's it say about the owners and where this organization is?
Well, it's exciting. It's our ownership has a big vision for what this organization is going to be, and I think everyone else is just going to follow along with their lead, and I know the players are excited. It's a big step for our team, big step for our organization. I know there's a lot of work to be put into it, but it's exciting.
Well, when you have a game with a couple turnovers, is there anything different you do? You watch extra film, talk to anybody additionally, and what did you kind of see when you looked back at those turnovers on film?
Not really anything different. And just watching them, tough plays. I think both their guys made a good play. All three of them. Their D lineman did a good job of going for the football. And just in the future, maybe not be so aggressive, but at the same time, that's what makes us quarterbacks good. So it's a fine line of being aggressive, but sometimes it happens, and you just got to move on. But can definitely take a little bit more calculated attempts, and that's what I'll attempt to do in the future.
Well, at what point in your football journey did you learn the importance of taking responsibility on yourself publicly when you're speaking with the media? And also, what does it do when Coach Payton also does the same thing and puts confidence back into you?
Well, that's a great question. I think as you get older, it's kind of – I started in the 7th grade. My dad was always my coach, so I knew very early to take ownership, and that's just what you did. And sometimes it's difficult because you know the full story, but at the end of the day, you have the ball and you get to say, you have the ultimate say of where it goes. So for me, I think the ownership is part of the job. It's it's part of the pressure. It's why I love the position. But with coach doing it, it's kind of the same. The head coach and the quarterback get all the credit when you win and most of the blame when you lose, and that's how it's always going to be, no matter if it is our reason we were successful or if it was our bad for doing something wrong. But it's good because I know he's going to do everything he can to be the best for this team, and they also know that I do the same, and so that's just I think good leadership from the top.
Well, after the game, you said you thought Court might have been open on that last play. After watching it, you just laughed a little, said, I don't spend much time on it. But do you kick yourself a little when you see how open he may have been?
Yeah, a little bit. But, I mean, every game I've ever played, I go back and watch, and there's always several, 2 or 3 that you're like, man, ball should have gone here. It would have been an explosive play. And, other times you throw it and you get lucky because the ball should have gone somewhere else. It probably wouldn't have been a great play, but you ended up making one. So that's just football. It's the way the ball bounces. But, Cortland was walking off the field, he had a smile, and I knew something was up. So, unfortunately, sometimes play doesn't always go exactly to plan, and that's why you regroup and you call the same plays for the next week and you try to hit the big ones.
Coach, I was talking about that your performance was gritty, it was resilient. I'm curious, just kind of big picture, when you have a negative play, how do you either forget about it or use it to motivate you in game to kind of not make the next one or move on and throw the touchdown at the end of the half, whatever it may be?
Well, it stinks when you put yourself and your team in a bad position. Right there in the moment, it's you want to go back a couple seconds, just redo it. But unfortunately, you can't. But you can go back, get to the sideline, and you can go in the next few seconds ahead, and you can redo those. Make sure your mind's right for that. And it's hard. It's probably the toughest part of our position, in my opinion, is bouncing back from the negative because you work really hard. You get one shot at it, and every once in a while when you miss it, it's tough because that's what, you just want to think about it. You want to, fix it so bad that that's what you're thinking about. But, the real advantage, the real edge is when the guys can just go to the next play and move on. And, thank goodness we got a defense that stopped them. It didn't really hurt us, so we just go to the next play. And you got to just have a short memory and pretend like it never happened. And you learn from it during the week and after you watch it. But, pretty much right when you make the mistake, you know not to do it again. So it's good to go through that, and glad it's week 1, not week 21, and make these mistakes now and learn from them.
Bo, is there an extra confidence boost on 4th and 8 when your coach puts you out there on the game on the line, puts the ball in your hand? What does that do for you?
Absolutely. I'll always love the aggression. I know it's not always my choice. Sometimes you got to take the points, kick the field goal. But I didn't mind that. We got another crack at it, and unfortunately we missed it. But we were really close, like we just talked about, to have an explosive play.
Oh, when you're playing on the road, especially early in the season, when getting guys in and out on time can be a little bit more of a challenge. Can you give us a sense for the challenge of communicating in that kind of noise and exactly what you've got to go through?
Well, it's tough. You got to go to a little bit more, tighter huddles. Huddles have to be clean and, crisp, and you got to get the play in, get out, get lined up. Guys have to take initiative of getting set, understanding the play clock, understanding timing, maybe emotions got to move on their own. Like, that just comes with veteran play. We got guys on our team that they do that. They pay attention to the clock, and they're just smart players, and they kind of help me out. But at the same time, we got an experienced O-line, which helps a lot. We're going to make, good calls with some signals and make sure everybody's on the same page. And then the rest is really just going out there and not making it harder than what it is. We practice silent all week, and to me, that's not really anything different. Once you practice it, it's pretty easy. So there's a few things you got to do differently, but when we practice it for 6 days ahead, guys are ready to go, and it's all about just knowing and understanding the plan inside and out, and then just kind of knowing it by heart so you can play fast.
But what did you think of Huff's pregame attire and I guess postgame attire too? And then just what have you appreciated about him as a teammate so far?
Well, I saw it after the game. I missed him before. I was kidding with him. I was like, maybe after my performance he didn't want to wear it. But no, that's just the type of teammate he is. When he first showed up, he was an awesome teammate. He was all about what can I do for the team. And I think he made every tackle in the first quarter, so that was impressive. But he just kind of sets the tone. And, whether the defense, whether he's following the defense or they're following him, they're all playing about the same. So Huff's just a great addition to what we have already going out there, and he's just one of those guys that's a great eraser. If some things don't go as planned happen, he's there to just kind of erase them, and we got a lot of those guys on defense. That's when you got a good defense. But obviously appreciate the shirt. I know that was planned. I know he's got my back, and obviously me and the offense, we got his too. So we're just going to continue to play well together and just keep picking up each other, and I think it'll do well for us as the season goes.